Okay. Oh my goodness. You guys, I got a new mic. I tested it before we started. And did it work when we started? No. So annoying. I tested it. Look at this thing. Did it work? No. I swear I did test it though. I promise you. Okay, hi. Hello. Uh, funny. I don't get it. Oh, Victoria said lots of static. Is anyone else getting lots of static? What's going on? It was me. I'm sure it's me somehow, but I don't know how. Like I said, it was working. I mean, I could see every time I said a word, it was going up in the yellow. Oh, that's my phone, my computer. I can't stop it. That's why I got the new mic. Because whatever. This one has to be so close to my laptop. Hang on, I'm moving. Doggone it. That makes me want to try the other one again. Okay, hang on. Let me try it again. That better work. How's that? Is it better? Oh, good. Okay. I'm going to move it. Okay. I'm going to move it a little closer. Look at me. See, I can do things. I don't know why it didn't work as soon as we went live, but whatever. It's working now. Ah, I'm sweating from the problems. Thank you, Andy. I'm sure it's my glow. Okay, so this mic is better. I That's why I got it. Tanya, I'm the worst. I'm the worst sound tech on the planet because my laptop fan is on like all the time. And the mic I've been using has been pretty good, but it's only this big. So when it's hooked up to my USB, it's really close to that fan. So I'm like, it's picking up fan noise and it's making me insane. So I bought a new microphone. I tested it. It was working. I swear. Okay. See, I should have made myself a gin fizz before we started today. Hi, Rhonda. Rhonda, it's nice to see you. It's nice to see all of you. Little sweat on the forehead. Everything's good. I'm on the second sock, finally. Remember the socks? I'm on the second one. I'm on the second one of both. Hello. Shannon said happy Sunday. Elizabeth. Oh, Crystal said everyone has these issues. Yeah, you know what? I had the very lucky opportunity this week to talk to another YouTuber who is actually has philosophically a lot of similarities to me, and she said like she stresses about sound stuff all the time. So I felt a lot better actually. She also said she's not ever ready like in time to upload a video ahead. And I was so thankful because a lot of times I'm uploading on Tuesday morning. So, no, I'm good. I'm not stressed at all. Carrie's got cider ready to go. Like, is it hard cider, Carrie? Carrie, are you still gone? Carrie's on a trip to relax. Eileen said, happy Sunday to all of you too. Will you guys in the US change time too? We changed last night in the UK. So Crystal said, dear Trish, you are perfectly normal. I know that's a lie. So Eileen, one of the fun things about the US is that we cover, well, just mainland US covers 3 different time zones, and some, no, sorry, but some of them are broken up. And some change and some don't. And there's a couple weird little like counties and stuff that refuse to change within time zones. So you just never know. We will change, but I think we don't change for a couple until next week, maybe? I'd have to look it up. I always just wait till they tell me, because they recently changed when we change, if that makes sense. And I can't remember now. Rhonda said, I'm listening and folding clothes today. Rhonda, I'm with you. I'm on my 3rd load of laundry right now. But that'll be it for me until the middle of the week. Well, except the sheets, because you know I do sheets on Monday. Kathy said, it's me and the internet for my phone. Happy Halloween. It is tomorrow. I know not everyone celebrates, but we're all getting ready for Halloween here. Lori said it's next week. Okay, so it's next week here too then, because I'm in the same time zone as Massachusetts. Carrie said, yes, my favorite zombie killer. Ooh, that's the hard cider. We just got home. I'm putting stuff away. How was it? Oh, Victoria said, don't forget to hit like. Please do hit like. Hello, JD Salette. How are you? Hey, Ellen. Alice said, I'm a horrible person and I refuse to apologize. Started my first personal dish towel before I got moved. You do not have to apologize for having a lot of projects going, Alice. Sharon said, Indiana is a time warp zone. Are you the guys that some of you refuse to change and some don't? It's so confusing. Crystal said, I will never notice the time change happens. All my stuff except one clock changes all on its own. I have some stuff that changes, but I'll notice because John gets up like at a different time. Hey, Lana. Lana said I had to change phones because video wouldn't load. Trying again. Hey. Rhonda said, Alice, sometimes the dryer is a good place to store clean sheets. You guys know how I do the clean sheets. I take one pillowcase and I just stuff the whole rest of the set of sheets in the pillowcase. And then I just set it like a bag. I just set it up on the shelf. Elizabeth said, Rhonda, I did 3 loads of laundry yesterday, folded and put away before noon. That never happens. Elizabeth, are you all moved? M in a Valley said, I'm still in the middle of moving. It takes forever, but living in People's Valley went from dream to reality, and I'm loving it. That's cool. Carrie said her trip was really nice, got a lot of knitting done, and only had to do dishes once. We're going to do this again next deer season, but at a different rental. Fun. So, did the rental not work out? Okay. Alice said, to my knowledge, Indiana never changes the time. It's only parts of the state. I thought it was parts, but maybe I don't know all of it. Yes. Elizabeth is in Indiana, right? Indiana has some places that don't change, and some counties near Chicago stay on Central because of Chicago. It's very confusing. I just let my phone tell me what time it is wherever I am because it's too hard to keep track of, and it makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. Okay, Stephanie said, working on my first color work project, Boneyard Sweethearts hat. I'll have to look that up. She said, I know tension issues are normal, but anyone have floats that are too loose? Any suggestions? How are you knitting, Stephanie? Are you doing like one color in each hand, 2 colors in your left hand, 2 colors in your right? Are you dropping and picking up? Tell us what you're doing. Lana said, great idea for storing sheets. Well, let me tell you how I got that idea, Lana. I saw like a home expert folding the sheets up perfectly and then sliding them in a pillowcase. And I was like, I'm just going to skip that step in the middle Cram them in a pillowcase. It works out great. Elizabeth said, moved as in out of the apartment? Yes. Unpacked and know where everything is? Nope, but getting there. Good for you. It's nice just to have everything in one place, isn't it? Because then you're like, okay, at least that step is over. Sharon said, started. Oh, Lori said, it's crazy. I wish we didn't change. I don't like changing either, the time. Sharon said, started Stephen West Boneyard shawl. Nice. Rhonda said, it's finally cooled off here in Texas. We got some rain. Hello, Terry. Crystal said, define too loose. I have issues with too tight. Floats. Michelle said, hello, Indiana used to not change when I was growing up. Now most counties change. Hi, Margarita. So confusing. Alice said to Elizabeth, I'm not far behind you. We'll see how many years it takes after I move to figure out what I still own. Stephanie said, one in each hand currently. Tried both and left. I'm a continental knitter, but got tangles. Okay, so what floats are too long? The one. Thanks. You didn't have to do that.
Elizabeth asked for it.
I didn't say it out loud because I didn't know if you were reading, and I didn't want you to think I was telling you to go make me one. He brought me one. Lana said, was that the Marie Kondo? Maybe. Thanks, Margarita. My buddy. She said, I like your ghost. Eileen said, if your floats are too long, you can catch them. You can do that. And it's really nice. She said, also, I just stretched the stitches over my right needle back before I knit them. That's what I do. That way it gets the right amount of stretch. That's how I do it. Tanya said, it's been a year today since I've touched my spinning wheels. I took it out yesterday to use, so we'll be spinning madly today. Good for you. Crystal said, look into jacquard floats. I did my first jacquard floats during, I think, was it Sock Madness or Super Sock? And I love them. Hi, Jenny. Jenny and Clyde is new. Welcome. She said, just finished my first waffle weave washcloth on my new loom. That's exciting. Lori's knitting a sweater, flax pattern. I love that one. Elizabeth said, yes, I did. Thanks, John. Shannon said, high five, John. Poor John's been doing a ton of work outside. Katie said, I just found wool moths. Oh, no. In a fleece I was given. Thankfully, most of my yarn was already in plastic containers before it came into the house, but I'm going through the rest of my yarn and fiber. No, she said suggestions. Rhonda said, y'all, I'm going to give you a suggestion. I may need an intervention. I just ordered $400 of weaving yarn and haven't even ordered my loom yet. Trish, I need to get with you this week for an Ashford order. I am not an Ashford dealer, Rhonda. But I appreciate you thinking of me. Thank you so much. Irene said, way to go, John. I was a brother dealer, but no longer. So that might be what you were thinking. Ellis said, who was it that brought up that Seuss neon was black light glow in the dark? I have leftovers and the kids have demanded koozies to match mine. Was it Anne? Hey, Tracy. Kim said, thank you, John, for taking care of Trish. Someday I hope to find my own kind, caring hubby. You will. You will. But I will say this. Excuse me. If there's two things that can stop people, well, more than two, but if you're spending time with somebody who is not good to you, they're taking up the space in your life for the good person, the person that will be good to you. And then also, you deserve it, so don't settle for less. You know what I mean? I mean, of course you have to give as good as you get also, which I promise you I do. You guys just never see it. Carrie said the rental was okay, but it was right behind a party store, and the driveway was the party store parking lot. If anyone was parked there, we couldn't get in, but the deciding factor was the bed. Was it not comfy? I need a comfy bed. Michelle said, since I'm a new spinner, I have a lot of art yarn, so I bought a loom and I'm making a marvelous wall hanging. That's exciting. Okay, moths. We got to talk about the moths. Carrie said they said it was a queen, but it was not. I love my husband, but as Dan said, he likes to throw elbows. John is like puts off heat, and so we need space. Alice said to Rhonda, Art Club on Etsy had Ashfords at great prices. That's where I got mine. Hello, Jan. Knitting a baby sweater with some yarn she spun from colorful soft acrylics. Hello from Scotland. Hey, Tartan Taz. Okay. What I do all the time for moths, I'm just going to tell you guys, I don't have a problem, but I'm paranoid, as you can even imagine, because of all the wool in the house. And if I did get infested, it would be a nightmare. So if I get a new fleece, it stays in quarantine until it's washed, and I know. But also, I keep wool moth, what do you call them, pheromone traps in the house open all the time. I buy them from Amazon, and the way it works is they attract the male moth, so females can come in, but without being fertilized, they won't lay eggs. And at least that's how it was explained to me. But it won't attract female moths because it only attracts the males. And I'm trying to explain the whole thing. And the larva is what actually eats your wool. So them laying the eggs is the real problem. So that's what I do. Once in a blue moon, it will catch a moth, and I just switch them after it's like been out for a while. Because they lose their potency. Okay, that was a lot. I'm sorry, I missed a lot too. But that's what I do. I don't know what to do if you're already infested. Lisa said, we see you giving as good as you get. What about all the goodies you make John for deer camp? I've got to make them this week. I asked him, I'm like, what do you want this year? And they just want stuffed shells and cookies. Alice said, thanks for the extra work. And just kidding, I'm looking forward to the next spin of that fiber. Hey, Chris. Victoria said I got a good one too. I'm so glad. Saga said I've just got a 24-inch Ashford 8-shaft table loom. I'm not in love. It's too big for the boat and I can't return it. Can you turn around and resell it, Saga? I'm sorry. That is a bummer. I can see why it would be hard to have on the boat because it would take a lot of space. And it's a lot of, you probably don't have enough flat space. Carrie said to Victoria, ain't that the truth? I could have had my sweet husband years early if I'd gotten out of the first one. I just think, our kids and stuff have dated people who they kind of know aren't the right one, but if that person's taking up the space, you can't find the right one. You know what I mean? Kim said, I've been debating selling my rigid heddle loom as I haven't used it and prefer to knit, crochet, dye yarn. Well, Kim, I think a few people have sold stuff in here to each other. Margarita said, I haven't been knitting much. I went down a rabbit hole too, and I've been watching resin videos. I managed to make one pair of earrings. That's cool, though. It's really fun to watch. Hey, Deb. Chris said, good to hear and see y'all. Katie said, I will look into the traps. Thank you. Yeah, I get them on Amazon. Eileen said, I do the same. Do you use the pheromone traps, Eileen? Or you mean you quarantine new fleeces? Lana asked, what kind of traps are they? I know that I went on Amazon and I looked up wool moth pheromone traps, and they're sticky. You just kind of put them together. I don't know how to explain it. Carrie said, should I be making goodies for Dan when he goes hunting? I don't know. If you guys are good, then you're good. You don't have to do what other people do. The reason I do that is because John's brother is single. And he doesn't really cook and bake for himself very much. So I always feel like it's just nice to send him something like that. Jenny said, Eileen been binge watching all the videos. I spin also, so this is a great group. Karen said, for moths, you can freeze the fiber. I've heard this. I've heard so much conflicting stuff, I'm afraid to say anything. She said 3 or 4 days in a Ziploc bag, take it out, let it thaw for a couple days, and then refreeze. Chris said to Jenny, that's what I did, binge heaven. Kimberly said Michael is back from hunting no kills this year, but they well enjoyed everything I sent. He can still hunt for a few weeks on our property. We haven't even started gun season, so they're just in bow season right now anyways. Jan said I'm newly addicted to K-dramas, Korean dramas, and I'm noticing they wear a lot of sweaters and many look rustic and hand knit. So fun. I love watching TV stuff with like really good hand knits. The other day I saw I think it was just a still picture of Jason Momoa in a gorgeous sweater, and I know I'm supposed to be thinking like, oh, Jason Momoa, and I'm just thinking like, what is that sweater pattern? What is that yarn? It's awesome. Alice said, sometimes if you can take the experience without resentment, temporary relationships can help you learn how to function well in the right ones. It's true. Eileen said, I use the pheromone traps. You said it right. Wool moth pheromone traps. I use different ones in the kitchen for flower moths. Yeah, there are, we call them pantry moths here. You can get one for pantry moths. Just make sure you get the right ones. And this is more of like a preventative thing. I don't think if you have a full infestation that it might not be the most effective, let's say, way to get rid of them. Lori just said the same thing. Sorry, I did not see that until I said it. Carrie said if I made Dan something, it would be vegetarian. That's okay. Deanna said all new fleeces spend 1 month minimum in the unattached garage, then are washed before they enter the house. That's basically what I do, Deanna. We have we call it a 3-season porch because in the winter it's not heated ever. In the winter it's too cold to use, and I keep them on that porch closed off until I wash them. So Rhonda said deer season always starts the first weekend in November in Texas, so that's gonna be like coming up. Rhonda, does your husband hunt, or do you hunt? There's no saying that only husbands can hunt, you know. Katie said, I don't think my freezer can handle 5 pounds of merino. I'm so sorry, Katie. That sounds terrible. It's like one of those things that a lot of us kind of live in fear of. Anne said, I just put a batch of homemade cheese Danish. Oh my God, I'm coming over. In the oven. Hubby likes them for breakfast on the go. Yum. Carrie said, Trish, the sweater is gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous, that sweater. Elizabeth said, I would have been paying more attention to the sweater too. All right, Rita's got a freezer full. Hey, Evie, how are you? Rhonda said, my husband prefers to bird hunt. I've never hunted, but I do fish. Andy just hunts mushrooms. I've never done that, Andy. It's kind of fascinating to me. Because we have like morels. We don't have like morels. We have morels here. It's kind of a big thing, but I think it's usually in spring or like early summer. Huh. Chris said, Alice, what state are you? Nice. Rita said it's all mine. Katie said I'd like to go spearfishing. I've never tried that. Tracy, do you get a moth in it every once in a blue moon? I think I really do it just because I'm paranoid and it makes me feel like I'm making myself more safe, if that makes sense. I think it does. So I just, that's why I have them out. I seldom catch one. Oh, Alice is in Florida. Yep. Eileen said to Andy, that's my kind of hunting. And now I have found out some mushrooms give amazing color on wool. The mushroom hunting just got even cooler. Oh, cool. There you go. Crystal said, yes, start talking about mushrooms while I'm sewing some up. Alice has dried morels. Okay, Lisa said, yes, morels are spring. I thought they were. I don't even know if we have those, Andy. She said they hunt chanterelles and porcini. I think we might have chanterelles, but I don't know about the porcini. Okay. Rita said she's sitting there knitting gloves. How's it going, Rita? Well, gloves are not my favorite. Chris said, oh, Trish, about that blanket. I don't have lots of scrap yarn. Should I just choose some of my own spun and use it to make a first blankie? You can use anything you like. And there are a lot of people who have made it. It's way off in the corner. There are a lot of people who have made it from like bought, chosen yarn. You know what I mean? I only use scraps because I do have tons. And it's worse. It's getting so much worse. I really need to start. I've been working on a mystical lanterns. I think it's called mystical lanterns. And I'm still producing more scraps than I am using them up. So, I got to get on it. Not kidding. Chris said we grow chanterelles under the oak. Eileen asked Andy where she is. You're in Oregon, right? Kimberly. Oh, Michael's here. Look at that. Welcome, Michael. Rita said going good. Victoria said making hand warmers. Tartan Taz said, I love eating mushrooms, but I buy out the shop as I'm afraid to eat all the wrong ones. I don't blame you. That would really scare me. Because we have a lot of mushrooms here that you cannot eat. Like, you cannot safely eat them. They will make you super sick. Victoria said the second one. Okay, Chris said I grok. All right, girl. So you can do anything you want. And you know what is also a good one? If you have a bunch of yarns you want to put together, I think it's called a Wicked by Tin Can Knits. That's a really cool pattern to just do squares of leftovers or yarn in your stash, whatever. And so I think they're sewed together. I've just made squares so far. Lori said I hunt deer to look at, not shoot, but I love venison, just couldn't shoot one myself. Victoria said haven't seen grok in forever. I haven't either. Frida. Chris said, whoa, tell us about how you add the black, please. Okay, so what I do, and I'm sure there are other people who have done it, but I didn't see it before I did it, is for each square, the way it works is like, once you've knit your original row, you keep picking them up and knitting them right onto the blanket. You don't sew these together. So the first two rows of each square, hang on. This is the bottom. This is the first row. So the first two rows of each square, I just knit black and I didn't decrease or anything. And then I started the color and knit through the color. And then when I pick up the stitches for the next row, okay, so we'll do it this way. You pick these up right here. And then you just knit 2 rows of black and then pick up your color and start knitting. So that's it. It's easy. Eileen said, hey, Michael, so cool. You're now a full-fledged member of the tribe. Yeah, Chris, it's a good one. I mean, it may not be your style, too. That's cool. Alice said, haha, and that's why I would never gather anything but a morel if I could find one. I was taught the difference between a real morel and their evil twins. Scary. Oh, gosh, Donna, I'll have to go look that up. She said, I just started the new one by Helen Stewart using 24 minis. That sounds fun. Rita said, I know Kimberly knows a good thing. Disney Knitter said, I bought a moth repellent made of essential oils of lavender, tea tree, eucalyptus, and patchouli. Smells great. and I use it on wool balls in the bags of wool. That seems like a good idea too. Chris, you don't actually she said, so you always cast on the black row. You don't actually cast on. You pick up the stitches on the blanket. But you do it with black, if that's what you're asking. You pick up, when you pick the stitches up, you do black, and then you knit one more black row, and then you switch to the color. Maybe I should just do a quick video on it. Lisa says, as for poisonous mushrooms, she ate beefsteak mushroom for years until she had a reaction and can't eat them anymore. Richard eats them without any issues, but just cooking them makes her ill. I don't think I've ever had a beefsteak mushroom. I don't know. I don't think so, though. Chris said about the weight of the various yarn used. Any advice? I kept it within from fingering to sport. I don't think it's good to go further off like one way or the other, if that makes sense. But I mean, these are definitely not all the same weight. They come out pretty close. Katie said that it's a good idea. I have all those oils. It's worth a try, especially because it won't hurt anything. I mean, I don't want anything poisonous in my studio. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get away from that as much as I can. So the oils would be a good idea. Tracy said, yes, I do. And it sort of freaked me out. Uh-oh. Rita said, that's cool about the blanket. Chris said, yes, I understand some. Yes. Okay. Yes. Then yes. Lana said, please do a video on that, Trish. I'm struggling on the picking up part. Okay. I can do that. I mean, I can show you guys the picking up part on one of these. It'll be a shorty though, because it doesn't need a long video. Lisa said false morel and beefsteak are the same thing. Okay. Hey, Rico. Alice said, I'm good with that technique, but it would be lovely for others, and who knows, maybe I can find, you never know, a new trick. Black Crow Cottage said, hi, new to your channel, loving you. So glad I found you. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. Lana said, especially when you change rows. What do you mean? What do you mean when you change rows? Kimberly said, Rita, we both have a good thing. Lisa said, just have to remember to refresh the essential oils regularly. Alice said, really, Lisa? I thought false morel was really poisonous. Chris said, haha, I just noticed your little purple ghost. I got this from a triber. I'm just not allowed to talk about it because she doesn't want to ship them. Disney said, my blanket took 7 years, 16 stitches by 16 stitches, 30 blocks by 30 blocks. Beautiful. Yeah, I think mine took like 9, but I didn't knit on it very regularly. I would knit like a whole row or 2 or 3, and then I would put it away for a while. And then I would take it out and weave in ends because there were so many ends to weave in. It was annoying. Okay. Stephanie said, do you have a video on color work? I do, but it's super old. I was actually thinking it's kind of time for an update on that. So I don't know. That also could be a short, probably. Alice said, just got told it looks more like, it looks like a morel, but it's not hollow. Is that supposed to be no Edie? Okay. Rico, interesting. Rico's been working on some loom stuff. Hello, Shaylee. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you? Gosh, I haven't seen you in forever. Rhonda said, I love the ghost. Hello, Carol. So I have to show you guys it. I wasn't going to say anything, and I didn't know if anyone would actually notice, but it has these little legs. So when it sits down, isn't that cute? But if you set it down, they just disappear. So I love it. I don't know if I can get it to sit right here again. We'll try. You have to have it just there. Rita hates mushrooms. They feel funny on your teeth. I actually don't like that feeling either. And I'm not that big of a fan. I'm like on the fence. Some of them I like, some of them I don't. Lori said to Black Crow Cottage, I love your name. Crows are one of my favorite birds. They like sparkly things like me. Crystal said, I don't blame the triber. Yeah, I mean, I love them and I was so excited, but she was like, I really don't want to ship those. Rico said, I didn't think to measure what DPI I had until halfway. It's 15. Perfect. I'm warping a half rainbow cake every other dent right now. That's going to be really handy. You guys are so funny. Alice said, Rita, just send yours to me. I'll help you eliminate your problem. It is, yes, he's 3D printed. There's a black one too, but it's facing the other way. I didn't get my Halloween stuff out this year. I just didn't have the spoons for it, to be honest. So, Carrie and I were talking about it, and I was like, okay, I put the wreath on the door because all I have to do is take it off the wall in the garage and hang it on the door. That's it. Super easy. Okay. I'm behind now. Sorry. Lisa said, Alice, many people can eat them with no problem. I did for years, but then had a lot of them at once, overload, and now can't eat them at all. Oh. Yes, it is 3D printed. Alice said, now that ghost just got so much cuter. Anne asked, how's the dungeon dying going? Are you liking the space? I have been working on my space there. I am liking it better and better. I can do like 24 braids in one session, which I never could really do before. So it's been really great learning process, setup process, all of that. And that's what that whole chair full of wool is for. That's all inventory, whatever. So that wasn't for me. That wasn't personal stash, in case you guys were like, what the heck? It's inventory. Stephanie said, hi, Trish. Happy to catch the live, even if I am a little late. You're not late. You're right where you're supposed to be. Alice said, but welcome. Alice said, what? No, sorry. Rita said, Alice, you wouldn't like the mushrooms I picked. They would be toadstools. Oh, Kathy. She said, Trish, you could do a favorites technique video, including turkey plying. So I can't really, because all the techniques are my favorite when it's time to use them. That's about right. Chris said the spoons. So that's about spoon theory. And it's basically that each of us wakes up with a certain number of spoons in the morning, and you spend your spoons if you do things, especially hard things. And sometimes I just don't have the spoons for something, just means I didn't have the mental capacity or the physical capacity. I didn't have the energy, whatever. Rhonda said, I can't blame the maker for not wanting to make a bunch and ship them. Sometimes it just takes all the fun out of it. I agree. Yes, Kim said the black ghost reminds me of something from the Addams Family. They're all cute. All the colors of the ghosts were cute. Elizabeth said, love that you said the spoons. Sometimes you don't have the spoons, man. You've used all your spoons. Rhonda said, is it now the Jason Momoa ghost? Thanks, Lisa. Lisa said, Trish, your new dyed braids are gorgeous. I was planning on getting down there this weekend, and I just didn't have the time. But I'm going to try to get down tonight and get 24 braids soaking so that I can come Tuesday morning and just go through them. But John will come with me sometime this week, and we're going to start using the words. Hello, Pat. Welcome. Wow, there's a lot of first timers today. Alice said, please pardon me while I go Jason Momoa. Ah. Okay, Sharon, I answered about the spoons right. Does you guys get it? Does that make sense? Rita said, hey, Pat, where do you hail from? Crystal said, spoons is why it takes me ages to make 2 frogs and 2 mushrooms. Crystal, I get that. Oh, Pat's in Montana. I don't know. Lisa said, if you do die, are you going to do more of the Christmas braids? Maybe. I can't believe that they got sold so fast. I did not think that they were going to be popular this early, like still in October. I just figured I would like start preloading the shop a little. So, why, Lisa, are you looking for some? And if you are, what base? Because I can do some. Bye, Kathy. Crystal wants to know about the pronunciation. Elizabeth asked, are you dyeing individual braids for each colorway, or is every colorway blah, 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 a pair or more? So every colorway is a pair at least now, but I'm usually doing 6 of each, and then John will just come in and do 2 of each. But we might do it differently. But we are doing 2 of everything at this point. Kalispell? Is that what you're saying? Tracy said, would Targhee be appropriate for socks? I would think it would felt, Tracy. Is that what you're... I mean... Anne's still on Jason Momoa. I love how she got distracted. Crystal said, thank you. Now I have to retrain my brain. One of my daughters is named... Oh, Kaylee. Okay. Lisa said, it's the season. I like the Targhee and the BFL, but I pretty much like all of them. Not much for superwash, though. I don't really dye very much superwash. I still have some. So, like, once in a while, I will go ahead and do a few of them. But once it's gone, I don't know if I'll buy more or not. I don't really think so, but I don't want to say, that I won't, and then whatever. I'm still hoping that someday someone will come up with a way to make it that's a little less difficult on the environment or whatever. Mandy said, I don't recommend Targhee for socks. I know some dyers are using a Targhee nylon blend for socks, but I had a terrible time with those socks holding up. Oh, Tracy said, I just love spinning it so much, so I wanted to figure out appropriate projects. So you could do it. You can always do anything you want, but I don't think it'll hold up well. I would be afraid it would felt because it's finer. Rita said, haven't spun any superwash. It's interesting. It's different. It's fun to dye because of the way it takes color, but it's kind of hard on the environment. Let's put it that way. Mary said, howdy, little late here, but good news. I finished my dog sweater and finished the braid I had started ages ago and started spinning some merino. Better than half done with my Alaska hat. Look at you. How do you have time? Alice said, Anne and I are both on Jason Momoa. I hope he doesn't think that's weird. I don't think he watches, Alice, so you're probably safe to say anything you want. But you're cracking me up. In fact, I'm pretty sure he doesn't watch. So you're good. Let it all out. Crystal said spinning superwash is stickier than snot. Ew. Tartan has said, I forgot to say this is my first live with you. Welcome. I've watched a lot of your weaving videos. I'm just weaving in ends on a finished sock while I watch and listen. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you guys so much. Well, I would just be so lonely. I look forward to this hour. It's crazy. Are you going out?
I'm gonna go check the sprinklers.
Okay. You all right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't want my thing to go beep 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 beep.
Oh, your timer? Okay. John is actually currently blowing out our sprinkler system because you have to get it out so it doesn't freeze up in the winter. And I was like, what is going on? Where are you going? Rita said, just finished spinning and dyeing. Oh gosh, he distracted me. Finished spinning and plying Polworth and silk. Saga said, I've just spun art yarn from some top Morwenna dye. Can't wait to weave with it. Nice. Donna, what colorway did you get? I don't remember. She said your Corriedale was a joy to spin. I love that stuff. I don't think Matthew McConaughey watches either, Anne, so you are safe. You can just tell us what you really think. Alice said, get it together, Alice. Oh, stare down those moving boxes. Crystal. She said I'd laugh hysterically if Jason showed up. I don't think you need to worry. We're probably pretty safe. Stephanie said, well, dang, my internet is very spotty while driving home from Florida, so I'm going to have to rewatch later when I'm home. So bye, you guys. Have a great week. You too, Stephanie. Tina said, beautiful day in Michigan. It is so nice. Evie said, can you try using Bengal's mud dye? I don't know what that is for. What is it for? Carrie said to Alice, set a timer for 15 minutes and just do one box at a time for that long and quit. That's how I do those things. I have them, and I have them. She said, Trish, when will you have Millens again? And can you include the number of braids with your shop updates? What do you mean? But I do have Millens. I didn't realize that the shop was showing them out of stock. I noticed it this morning and I updated it. So I have lots. And I actually just got a bag of Corriedale Millens exclusively that I'll be like interspersing in different colors with the other Millens. Eileen said Coral mentioned some Tessel wool doesn't felt easily. Have you tried Tessel for sock stretch? I haven't. But I haven't because I don't think I can get it here. I don't think we have any here. Like, I could get it, but I'd have to order it from overseas, I think. Elizabeth said, I'm glad he's not leaving because I bossed him around. Bye, Donna. No, his timer was going to go off. Alice said, Carrie, I still have a week until closing and this apartment is tight with roommates. I can't pack much at all right now. Oh. That's going to be here before you know it, though. Alice said, which is really rude because they're blocking my view to my dish towel project. Rita said, hey, Eileen, I bought some Fin at SAF and spinning it now. Exciting. I'm ready to spin some more. I've been spinning a ton. Anne said, how many of each color? So if we want to buy more than two, I mean, where do you mean updating it? Because it does say on the site how many there are available. Where do you mean? I'm happy to do it. Like, I don't really know. I'm more than happy to do it, actually. I just need to know where you mean. Katie said just finished making lavender and rice sachets with all the oils added in. Good. I hope that helps. Sharon asked if the Millens would be good for beginner spinning. They would. They're basically mostly top, but you might get bamboo or sari silk. Like, you get a bunch of just different stuff. I literally just reach in this big bag I have and just... So I would say yes, probably. Alice or Lisa said, Alice, so happy you found your house. Is it close to where you live now? I'll be in Florida just before Christmas and will love to come visit in January. Mary said, my finished projects, I started almost a year ago. Hadn't touched them for, oh my gosh, almost as long. That's cool. Tina asked, what's my favorite add on sparkle when blending wool? Some of it looks pokey. Excuse me. I think none of it is as pokey as it used to be. It gets better and better. But I tend, I was going to say I like them all. As long as they're not too prickly, I like them all. Evie said it's a Japanese dyeing product they use for Saori wool fiber. Okay, so just so you guys know, I got that pronunciation from someone who is like an expert. She said it's not Saori, it's Saori. It's actually Saori, but I can't say it that way. Alice said, YouTube keeps taking whole sentences and turning them into emojis. I love emojis. I was wondering, Elizabeth, but I didn't want to ask. She said, I can't wait to get my fiber room organized. I haven't spun in over 2 weeks and I'm going through withdrawal. Is that because... Anne, is that you? Matthew McConaughey's here. Somebody made a profile.
Of Matthew McConaughey.
And it's you.
All right. 420's a real thing, man.
Did you hear that? Oh my god. Oh, Anne said, OMG, Matthew just commented. Lisa said, I've been stash diving and found bags of roving from when I first started spinning 15 years ago. The bags are about 12 ounces each and coordinate. I'm spinning them now, planning on a weekender sweater. Good for you. I still have some too that is from when I started. Anne said, no, that wasn't me. It's somebody. Rhonda, did you hear him say, 420 is a real thing? Oh my gosh, Dan. That is so funny.
Yeah, it's true. 420 is something to celebrate.
Whatever. Oh, Jerry. Jerry said, I just got home. Looks like I missed some good stuff. It was Carrie's husband. It wasn't really Matthew McConaughey, babe. We were watching a movie last night from 1963, and there's like a ghost in it because, you know, Halloween. And they showed this ghost all of a sudden, and both of us were like, Matthew McConaughey. It looked just like him, except the hair was a little different, but he was transparent. So it's just funny. Very funny. Yep, Anne said, I hear smoke show in the background. Eileen said, hi. Hi to Jerry. You have to check back. Yes. Yes, Carrie's smoke show of a husband. Alice is getting flustered, not confused. Anne said, Carrie's married to Matthew. I'm so jealous. Oh, man. That was so funny, Dan. I was like, how did he do that so fast? We've all been catfished. We should have quizzed him. What's some things only Matthew McConaughey would know? Oh, Jan said, you ladies are so great. Elizabeth said, my fiber room will be the last one done. Yeah. But you need it the most, Elizabeth. Chris said his address. Hey, Michelle, how are you? She said, hope you've been enjoying your day. Shannon said hysterical. Shannon, how's RC? Is he there? And also, Margarita, how's Jerry? No, Chris, I'm on to you. Chris said then we'd know it. But how would we know? He could give a fake one and we wouldn't know. Oh. I have to hem dish towels after this, you guys. I'm probably just going to stay here all day. Hello. She said he is and says hello. What, Rita? Rita said it's the frog legs Trish Matthew. What does that mean? Chris said I didn't think that far ahead. Oh, gosh, that was funny. Oh, man. I've had a weird day already, so this is good. I needed a good laugh. Not a bad day. Oh, the Matthew voice. John's is not bad. Michelle said, been fighting the change of season cold. So far I've been losing, but not for much longer. Oh, your son bought a pellet stove. That's exciting. Tina said, I have my rigid heddle loom set up, but can't find the energy to warp it. Tina, I feel that. Sometimes I feel like I only have the energy to set up, but not go any further. So I'm sorry. I hope that you do get the energy to do it, or that you can just leave it until you do. Carrie said my husband is the best. He is really cool. Crystal said John just added to the experience. Oh, Elizabeth said yes, he is. Katie said my boyfriend just pulled the vacuum bags out and now my 5 pounds of merino will fit in the freezer. Perfect. Okay, so Anne said I don't see the braid quantity on the website. Maybe you have to click on the one that you want. I don't know, but I will look at that. Because you're right. If it doesn't say the quantity, that is very weird. I'm going to look. Alice said John's voice is so versatile, so he imitates Matthew well, but can they reverse it too? Who knows? Hello, Anne. She said, good evening from Belgium. Rhonda said, right there with you, Tina. I'm having issues focusing on any one thing right now. Rhonda, is that getting any better for you? I've been thinking about it at weird times. Crystal can't see it either. You guys, I am going to look and see. I didn't know that you couldn't see that. That's crazy. Aw. Eileen said, oh, to Katie, seems like Trish and Carrie aren't the only ones with great men in their lives. I love it. Oh, Chris said, only if you tap add to cart an amount pops up. It would be nicer if they were like visible just when you pull it up. I'm going to look at that and see if I can't add it. I use a template from Shopify, so maybe if I change my template, because I use this like one that's very simple because I like it to be pared down and not too visually, I don't know, chaotic isn't the right word. That makes it sound negative, but I'll definitely look. Thank you for telling me that. Rhonda said I have good days and bad days. I found a knitting group, but didn't make it last week. I got a flu shot and wasn't at my best. Well, I'm glad you found a group because just getting out and like being around people that love what you love, maybe it'll feel I don't know. But I'm glad you found some friends and support. Crystal said to find the Dorset for socks, I have to use catalog or it doesn't exist. All right, I better take some looks. I thought I was doing such a good job keeping sold out listings moved so that you don't see them taking up space. But it sounds like I have some things to look at. Tartan Taz said, just hearing you all mention looms, I've just built my new 32-inch rigid heddle loom today along with the stand I bought for it. I can't wait to try it. How could you stand to be here? I'm just kidding. If you put it together, maybe that's all, for the day. Eileen said, hi, Anne. I think us Europeans might have to get used to the change time now. We no longer have summertime. Carrie said to Rhonda, so many hugs. It's weird how often I think about you, Rhonda, still. And is that creepy? And like, what you're, I don't know, going through. Alice said, I love you all. I must pretend to be productive now. Bye, Alice. She said, I have a beautiful week. Mary said, just in case anyone needs the plastic Conrod joints, Paradise Fiber sells 1/4-inch poly drum carder belt by the foot. Like $5. Is it Conrod joint is 2 3/4 inches? I don't know what that is, but it must join the belt. Elizabeth said, okay, I tapped on one that let me increase the quantity, but it will let me click the increase button up to 12. And I don't think you have that many. It depends on what it is. Interesting. Carrie said, I know there are probably so many things we can do with Shopify that I just don't get. I thought that I pretty well had it, but I'm feeling like maybe I need to look at it. And maybe I need to switch my theme. Which is fine. I mean, I literally just picked one and set it up as simply as I could and just went with it. Oh, it's after 3. I gotta go too, you guys. I actually have some hemming to do. Oh, Tartan said, well, I'm not long out. A nice relaxing bubble bath as my back was a little sore. I bet, just for putting it together. So yeah, just building probably is what it was. Enough for me today. I also finished off tea towels woven on my 16-inch loom. Well, Crystal, I do look at it once in a while, but I haven't gone through the whole process. Dan said, oh man, did I miss Matthew McConaughey? I wouldn't say you missed him, Dan. You guys have a great week. Carrie said, have fun hemming. It'll be done before you know it. I hope so. Thanks. It will. I'm just going to set a timer and do a certain amount of time, and then I'll come back to do the rest tomorrow. Have a beautiful week. I'll see you with a Tuesday video, of course, and I'll pop up sometime this week. Matthew McConaughey didn't even say goodbye, so I have to go cry. I love you guys. Thanks.